Hello. So, thank you. Hello. This is me again, guys, and I want a real Dutch revolutionary. And I thank you first. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. And I guys want to talk to you about the evil things going on in Netherlands with the Dutch youth care system. So this is primarily this message is for everyone, but also people in the Netherlands. I wanted to discuss how the government is engaged in child trafficking in the Netherlands. And this is a very compelling subject, and it's very difficult to talk about. Um, but essentially, they will take children from their parents just if you don't clean one dish, or if one neighbor just reports you, or you make say a text to someone and then they report you. It's a snitch society. You've got taxi drivers that snitch on people. Everyone looking at you suspiciously with these googly eyes in the Netherlands. It's a very insane culture, and I do have a lot of resentment for the culture. I think culture is not your friend. Right? That's what Terence McKenna said. He said that culture is not your friend. Culture bounds us. Think about culture. Think about even in Africa. There's customs with voodoo about killing like 12 cows or something. And there's people that are going to say, this is actually wrong, killing these cows. We should stop doing this, right? So the culture is never your friend. So the issue with Netherlands is that it's a very cold-hearted country, I would say. So the police are essentially the SS, and they really don't care about children at all, and they think that they're morally superior to other people. They're like elitists, okay? And many people in the public are largely ignorant to the human rights abuses in the youth care system, which is basically taking kids from their parents who haven't been criminally charged with anything. And there have been a lot of stories about how they put kids in closed institutions and how it causes all kinds of trauma. And I wanted to discuss how this fits into the cult agenda. So there have been things called trauma-based mind control, like with MK Ultra. But they also trauma-based mind control is essentially, it means that you're so traumatized that they can control like your behavior, and it's very complex. It's very strange. But these are like master manipulators we're dealing with, and they prey on the most vulnerable in society, children. And it's like mothers and their children, they're supposed to be sacred. They're supposed to be protected. They're supposed to be loved. But in our society, in Netherlands, they have men that are thinking that they have to fight with women, and women that think they have to fight with men. Well, most of the people working in youth care are women who are oppressing other women. So it's just, it's very strange. And men, they see the kid, and they just see the kid, and they don't see the mother. And they think just because the mother doesn't want to have sex with them anymore, doesn't want to be in a relationship with them anymore, now they just have their eyes on the kid, and they're just traumatizing these kids. Taking a child from its mother is so wrong. The mother is so much more important than the father. And I've even heard about a father, and he tried to have his girlfriend, committed because she didn't want to be with him anymore, committed to a hospital, psychiatric hospital. And then they're using that as evidence to try to not let her see her child at all. It's really like disgusting. These men, they're not men, and they think not paying child support makes them a man. No, I even had this one guy I know, and he thought the woman wasn't with him anymore. She had a new boyfriend, but he thought that because he didn't even care that it was his child anymore, because he thought, oh, she doesn't want to be with me anymore, so I don't care. I don't, yeah, I don't want to be father. What does that have anything to do with being the father? That you don't care? That she doesn't want to be with you? It's just ego. It's just very weird, and it doesn't have any place in relationships with children. It really doesn't. And these people, they dehumanize parents, just like how they treated Jews in Nazi Germany. It's still going on. They dehumanize them like they're trash. I've encountered these people. They're the worst people you ever met in your life. People that I've committed just because you didn't clean one dish 2 years ago, or you violated a supervision order, where they have they have a camera in the room staring at you, and you're not allowed to leave the room for like 3 months, and they can take your kid whenever they want to, and they brag about how they can take your kid whenever they want to. And oh, no surprise, people run away from these places. It's so disgusting what they do. I hear that you can actually escape to Belgium, but I'm not sure. Germany, they'll just arrest you. They just are totally beyond the law. And it's really sad and disgusting system run by money. And even if the organization, Youth Care, decides to give your kid back, there's other organizations that will come in and say, oh, you want to do research? How can you do research on a child's relationship with its mother when she has not had her daughter for 2 years and only gets visits once a month? You know how much? That's only 1 day a year, 24 hours a year. That's it. And they act like they're doing you a huge favor. And how can they check a woman's relationship with her child if she's not with her child? They're going to go look back in time? And they say, oh, you can't be with your child while we do the research for 6 months. Yeah. That's what they say. It's so disgusting, and they just use the money to buy more real estate. And I don't understand how people can be so cruel and heartless in this country. It's absolutely sickening, and I think it's because they've been decades, they've just been traumatizing kids, and they grow up, and they become adults that have all these serious problems that can't function, and they only want to hurt other people. Some people who have been stripped of all their humanity, they've had all of their humanity sucked out of them. It can be women who, they're angry they can't have kids anymore. They're like 60, and now they want to go take this child away from her young mother, and they target young mothers. But that's the right age to be having a child. Biologically, it makes the most sense. These children aren't supposed to be being raised by their grandmother that hates the biological mother because she doesn't want to be with her son, have sex with her son. It's all ego, guys. It's all about dehumanization. Just like what they did to Jewish people. And some of these kids, they get sacrificed. Yeah, I'm serious. So, in addition to the legal system that takes children when you don't have any criminal charges, there's also another system that runs parallel to it, and it's the Luciferian system. So these are the people really controlling the Netherlands. Globally as well, but I'm just sending you on Netherlands because there is so much pain, there is so much suffering in the Netherlands, you can't even imagine it. There are people, they are the elites, and they say that the Luciferian blood runs through them, that it goes back to Cain, who killed his brother, Cain, the son of Adam, who killed his brother, right? You know about this after they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden? The wicked brother? They say they're descendant from him. And they say that he had sex with, I don't even know, but at one point Lucifer had sex with one of them, and now they claim to be descendant from Cain and from Lucifer himself. They say they have a biological connection. Well, spirits, how does this, in the cult, it's a spirit. How does a spirit have a physical manifestation? Wouldn't it just be an emanation, an apparition? How can it have a physical manifestation? I'll explain this. So if we go back to the ancient Mesopotamians, we talk about the Anunnaki gods. And they were real gods that ruled on Earth. That's what the ancient Mesopotamians said. But in the history books, they say, oh, they were just the gods. Well, they were actually extraterrestrials, and they came to Earth. And they have been coming to Earth for thousands of years, and some of them want to help humanity, but many of them, the ones really in control, want to hurt humanity. And these are the people that have been controlling this world for centuries. And so I don't think it's actually a demon or a spirit or really Lucifer. I think it's some type of an extraterrestrial that wants to oppress humanity. You can call it like one of the archons from that the Gnostics talk about in the ancient Gnostic texts. which were found in the Nag Hammadi library. So the Nag Hammadi texts found in ancient Egypt um, many years ago. And they talk about how the demiurge, the god of the Hebrews, was the demiurge or the evil god. And they say that the archons were created by the demiurge. The demiurge was a false god who thought that he was the true god, and he was cast out of heaven with the archons. So I've talked about how perhaps, yeah, these are the people controlling humanity, right? They created the COVID scam, and it's all trauma-based mind control. So they want to traumatize kids so that they end up I don't know, they're just evil, and they live in this. It's like a big club, and you're not in it, and you can't join it. It's all about your bloodlines, which is really bullshit, right? These people are crazy. Yeah, it's like a cult. They're brainwashed by it. So they have a very low level of awareness. They have a low level of a conscious. Because you have to realize, even though these people are controlling the world, they're also being controlled by an inhuman force that has its own agenda. So they themselves, they're selling their souls. They themselves are making a mistake. They're going to have to pay for what they did. You see, what we do in this world, what we do in this world echoes on for eternity. That means that, we might have video cameras, we might be able to record stuff. But you can't actually get away with anything because the universe, it actually records everything. Nature records everything. And so if you are someone who commits a lot of violent acts, and I consider taking children from their parents to be a violent act, then perhaps you'll be reborn into a body and you'll be the victim of the violence. And you'll see what it's really like to really learn empathy. Or if you hurt or kill someone, right, you're going to have to eventually pay for what you did. You can't just do whatever you want in this world and not face any consequence. And there are people in this world who are heartless, and they need to learn to have, and they're hurting other people. And you can also not just entirely blame the elites that are involved. You have to look at the citizens who are so dumbed down, especially in Netherlands. Dumb as fuck. I mean, they're really dumb. And they think that we're the dumb ones. They say I'm an idiot, probably. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Well, conspiracy theorist was actually was a term created by the CIA to stop people speaking out about classified information. So really, what someone's opinions of you, that doesn't really matter. Why would it matter? Right? You see, many times people's opinions are actually very far from the truth. So the role of a person like me, an indigo child, is exposing the truth, revolves around exposing the truth and deception. Things that are truth and things which are deceptions. Because you see, in school, we are taught you can have an opinion on things. Similar, for example, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. You can have an opinion on that. But actually it's just the Israelis that are oppressing the Palestinians for the most part. So I don't want to really get into that political stuff, but I'm just saying that most things in life, there isn't actually an opinion. So you don't have to agree with people on everything, but when it comes to very important things in life, like family and stuff, I mean, obviously it's wrong to take a child from its parents that hasn't committed any crimes. And they said they do tens of thousands of children per year, and they use the privacy to protect the wrong people. So the people that are the perpetrators of this, it's believed that they were the victims. They were taken as children, or they were abused as children, or something like that, and now they've grown up and they now want revenge, kind of. So it's similar to the Luciferian agenda. So these people are like pawns, and most of the people you encounter working in that youth care system are really just sheep communists. And the media won't tell you that there's many people protesting. The farmers, that was almost never covered, but there were a lot of farmers protests, tens of thousands of people. That was covered by alternative media, but it's still hidden from Google search. I saw some articles very critical of youth care, saying what I'm saying, and they were removed from Google search a long time ago. So they don't show in the search results in the first few pages. So the media is all government owned in Netherlands. So the revolution will not be televised. And I'm saying that we need to have a revolution. And it's already happening. I mean, these systems, they are going to collapse. And there's going to be a Nuremberg trials. And these people are going to be held accountable. They're going to be put in jail. So I just want you guys to know that the power has always been with the people. The power has never been it's not with the government. It's with the people. Now, if you're talking about who's actually controlling this world, yeah, it's not even the government. See, the government, they're just the servants of what you could call the inorganic ones or the archons. It's some type of inhuman, extraterrestrial, interdimensional being which can traverse through this dimension and other dimensions. And they control us through the hidden. And I wonder, why do they try to oppress conspiracy theorists so much if they're not speaking the truth? They must be threatened by the truth. They're afraid. You see, they're afraid of the truth. They're afraid of us. And they want you to be afraid. They control you through fear. So I wonder, how many of your beliefs are really your own beliefs? Or are really just beliefs that were programmed into you by people who have an agenda? Because with youth care, almost all those people have been programmed, dumbed down, brainwashed to believe that they have a right to take these children. I mean, it's just a scam. That's all it is. And it's dehumanization. It's no different what they did to Jewish people in Nazi Germany. And when you see the amount of what they do to people, so anyone who reveals the oppressive nature in the Netherlands, it's said they can end up in prison, they can end up in a psych hospital, in jail, or they'll just kill you. Nothing else works. So it's a very oppressive system. It's a very disgusting system. And I really hope that people will stand up to it and people will realize that they've been brainwashed to believe that they live in a democracy in Netherlands. But really the courts are corrupt. The judges are corrupt, especially in the civil law courts when it comes to family law. And there's more people, millions of people in Netherlands, I believe, that know the truth and are waking up. And they want you to think that you're the only one that feels that way. Because I'm telling you, and I've been saying it for a long time, that Dutch culture is very toxic. It's very toxic. And I don't have anything, it's toxic. Being direct. So just say what you really think. Well, your opinion of other people, that doesn't really matter, right? That's not necessarily that person. You see, this society in Netherlands is all about snitching on people, going and staring at people with weird eyes and being suspicious of parents. And it's like they're getting you. Yeah, the real predators, the people that are sacrificing children, that are raping children, they're trying to distract you from what's really going on by going and creating a scapegoat or trying to flip things around and make you go after the victims. I mean, that's what they're doing. Because they're all about control. They're all about manipulation of the mind. You see, it's universal mind control. So they're manipulating people's thoughts, people's belief systems from the time that they were kids. And if you've ever woken up to the truth, then you broke the program. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm going to tell you guys that just because something is legal in the government doesn't mean that it's right. You see, it could still violate divine law. So I'm going to say another thing, which is that statistically, what I'm saying is true, because kids are far more likely to be raped. They're far more likely to be abused. They're far more likely to be raped by pedophiles. They're far more likely to die or be malnourished or in foster care than with their real biological parents. And they found even when children are being abused, that they're still worse off in foster care. They even found most children actually get abused in foster care at some point. That most of the foster parents are doing it just for the money. And in Netherlands, they dehumanize the parents. These people are so insecure and pathetic that they have to go be direct, as they say in Dutch culture, to these children about how they're trash, their parents are trash, and they might not use the word trash, but that's basically what they mean. I mean, it's just so sickening that these people, they're like a team of Nazi people. They're a team of Nazi people. And the worst narcissists and psychopaths worth in youth care. And these people need to be put in jail. Give us back our kids, or we want revolution. Peace out.